Let me tell you a secret, Ned. More than once I have dreamed of giving up the crown. Take ship for the free cities with my horse and my hammer. Spend my time warring and whoring. That's what I was made for. The sellsword king. How the singers would love me. Rhaegar Targaryen, the spawn of the Mad King, had not been at the Battle of the Trident. The Silver Prince had stayed at the Tower of Joy, and had entrusted his host to Arthur Dayne, the Sword of the Morning, and Gerold Hightower, the White Bull. Dayne had died in the river there, his skull crushed by Robert Baratheon's mighty warhammer, and the White Bull too had perished, stabbed in the back by Howland Reed, while fighting Eddard Stark, the Silent Prince. Lord Eddard Stark, called Ned, the second son of the late Lord of Winterfell, rode south to Dorne as fast as his horse would carry him. Eddard had a personal interest in seeing Prince Rhaegar brought to justice and in ending the House of the Dragon. His father, Lord Rickard Stark, and his brother, Brynden Stark, had been burned by a pyromancer's fire on the orders of Rhaegar's father, Aerys Targaryen, the Mad King. Lord Rickard had perished in the flames, slowly cooking inside of his armor, while Brynden, Ned's older brother, had barely escaped with his life. The once jovial and charming young Brynden, the new Lord of Winterfell, was now a bedridden husk of his former self, crippled, scarred, and bitter. To add insult to injury, Prince Rhaegar had kidnapped Ned's sister Lyanna and imprisoned her in the Tower of Joy. It was to this tower that Ned was riding, sorrow about the injustice done to his family coursing through his head, only occasionally replaced with fury and determination to save his sister and enact well-deserved justice on the Targaryen prince who had kidnapped her. But when he arrived, he found nothing but an empty tower. The Silver Prince had cowered off to Old Town, taking a pregnant Lyanna with him. With the victory at the Trident, Robert Baratheon's rebellion was won, but it was a hollow victory for the new king. When Ned arrived in King's Landing, he found a court in mourning. Lyanna had given birth to Rhaegar's son, and now lay buried in an old town garden, having died in childbirth. Rhaegar had taken a ship and fled off to far-off Pentos, taking the babe with him, and stopping at Dragonstone to pick up a pregnant Queen Rhaella, together with the boy Viserys, the Mad King's son and heir. King Robert had loved his betrothed Lyanna dearly, and upon hearing the news of his love's demise, had barely left his quarters, wallowing in fury and despair. Ned spent hours emptying a wineskin with his friend the king, and slowly the storm returned to the Stormlander. Ned also visited his crippled and broken brother, Brynden, the new Lord Paramount of the North. But the once virile man had seen his father burned alive, and he directed all of his anger and hatred at Ned. Ned would never forget the words that his brother uttered from the sickbed. "If you loved us half as much as you loved your honor, little brother, Lyanna might still be alive. It would be better if you stayed south with your king. Now get out." Ned had been banished from the north, and he expected disinherited. With this in mind, Ned joined Robert's first small council meeting. Present was their friend and mentor, Jon Arryn, Lord of the Vale, and Robert's stern, sour younger brother, Stannis, cheeks still hollow from the siege of Storm's End. The council meeting was dominated by a full-blown argument on the matter of what to do with Rhaegar Targaryen and his dragon ilk, holed up in Pentos. Jon and Stannis saw no alternative than to write a letter, thinking that they would never get the Lords of the Seven Kingdoms to follow them into a war with the Free Cities. This was unacceptable to Robert and to Ned. Justice must be served. "Rhaegar Targaryen must die," he said. "There can be no compromise on this." "The King of the Seven Kingdoms cannot go to war with Pentos," Jon said. "No great lord will follow you in this, Robert." Robert's face darkened with fury. He ripped the crown off his brow and tossed it to Stannis, who caught it before it tumbled to the ground, looking like he'd been struck across the face. "Then Stannis can have the bloody thing, and the Lannister wench with it," he said. "I'll be going to Pentos even if I have to row that boat myself." He turned to Eddard and hesitated. "Ned?" Always, Eddard replied, and spoke the word like an oath. Long live Stannis Baratheon, he thought. First of his name, Lord of the Seven Kingdoms, King of the Andals, the Rhoynar and the First Men, Protector of the Realm. Screaming followed, but the decision was made. And so the Dragonhunt began. The call went out from the Red Keep to all able-bodied men in Westeros. Robert Baratheon would abdicate the throne to his brother, and all who would join him in hunting down and killing Rhaegar Targaryen would be richly rewarded with Essos land and Essos gold. No great lord might follow him, but Robert Baratheon was still beloved in all the realm, and there were plenty of misfits, second sons, exiles, men eager to regain their honor, the destitute looking for easy plunder, and simple glory hounds eager for adventure, who wished to aid in this dragon hunt. The next months were spent gathering men and materials for the crossing, and coming up with a pile of gold needed for such an endeavor. Luckily, there was still plenty of gold in the Targaryen treasury, although King Stannis would later begrudge his brother for leaving him with a near-bankrupt realm. But there were still arrangements to be made to keep the realm together. First and foremost, Lord Tywin Lannister, the man responsible for the sack of King's Landing and the death of Princess Elia and her children, needed to be placated. Knowing Stannis, once king, would execute Tywin's son Jaime Lannister for breaking his oath, and thus return the realm to civil war, Jon Arryn pleaded with Robert to pardon him before it would come to that. Robert did. The Kingslayer was stripped of his white cloak and sentenced to fight with the Dragonhunt for 7 years. In addition, Cersei Lannister, Tywin's daughter, would wed the future King Stannis. Though the arrangement wasn't popular with either the Lannister twins or Stannis, Lord Tywin himself was pleased. With Tywin Lannister satisfied, the halls of the Red Keep started filling with good men. One of the more remarkable among them was legendary commander Brynden Tully, the Blackfish, brother to Lord Hoster Tully of the Riverlands, who said, "Hoster has begun baying about marriage again. It occurs to me I am not yet too old for one last fool war." Many more lords and their entourage trickled into King's Landing. Tywin Lannister sent his brother, Geryon Lannister, and a host of Westerlander fighters to protect his son and heir and aid in the dragon hunt. Ned Stark also commanded a lot of loyalty still in the north, with some preferring to pledge loyalty to him instead of his crippled brother, although to overthrow his family would go against his honor. Howland Reed quietly announced his intent to join his friend Ned, taking with him half of his Crannock men. Mage and Daisy Mormont joined with the host from Bear Island. From the Glovers came Sir Ethan, from the Karstarks Sir Arnolf and Sir Cregan, from the Umbers came Greatjon, and all of these men also commanded a significant host. But allies were needed, and the realm's coffers were running empty. Ned Stark travelled with the jovial Geryon Lannister to Braavos, on his ship, the Laughing Lion. Geryon's jokes and japes annoyed the stoic northerner at first, but in time Ned grew a liking to the blonde and smiling Lannister. The two new friends spent some heady, perfumed days in smoky rooms behind silk curtains. Alliances were brokered and coin was bargained for. The Iron Bank granted a large loan on decent terms, knowing it would be used to take down their rivals in Pentos. A deal was also brokered with the Tattered Prince, captain of the Windblown, who claimed to have once been the Prince of Pentos, to fight the city together with Robert's Dragonhunt. And Ned, the stern northerner, so out of place in this land of sweet wine and smooth dresses, spent the night with the Black Pearl, Braavos' famous courtesan, who was said to have finally warmed the Stark's icy heart. Flush with borrowed gold, Ned returned to King's Landing, and the loan was spent on weapons, supplies, horses, tents, anything needed to wage a campaign. The Red Wines of Fair Isle sent over their famous fleet, after Jon Arryn arranged a betrothal between Robert's youngest brother Renly and a Red Wine daughter. Not long after, the campaign supplies were loaded aboard, and the fleet set off for Pentos. Robert gave his crown to King Stannis, first of his name, who was more than a little relieved to see the thousands of rowdy men leave his court, although he gritted his teeth at the empty treasury. No love was lost between the two brothers, and the same could be said for Ned and his brother Brynden, the Lord Paramount of the North. Although a storm scattered the fleet, the Dragonhunt eventually managed to regroup just south of Pentos. The Second Sons, a mercenary band hired by Pentos to drive them back into the sea, was defeated, and its leader, Brown Ben Plum, agreed to join the ranks of Robert Baratheon's mercenary band. After the successful capture of Pentos and the installation of the Tattered Prince as the city's new ruler, Robert left the prince to his new reign of terror and headed back on campaign to chase down Rhaegar, now in charge of a small band of remaining Pentoshi enemies, which he called the Company of the Dragon. But the Targaryen and his company escaped and sought shelter in Volantis, finding protection in that huge and powerful city. Now the Dragonhunt has returned to its encampment south of Pentos. Rhaegar might have escaped his punishment for now, but these brave and ambitious men are not ones to give up after such a setback. Their army still numbers in the thousands, and though old Volantis still outnumbers them, the three daughters of Lys, Tyrosh, and Myr make for easy prey. Leave Stannis to his Iron Throne. Robert Baratheon, the sellsword king, will forge his own summer crown. Let all Targaryens beware. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new series on this channel. Yes, we are finally here, the Dragonhunt. So this took a long time to make this. I kind of underestimated how much work it would be to make the mod I'm about to show you. I think I must have spent about 60 hours on it. So, there's not been that much new content recently, but trust me, I have actually been spending hours on this channel. But we will show you later. Before we start with the series, I just want to mention that this idea that I'm about to present to you is not new. It comes from a fanfic on alternatehistory.com by the user DubiousScrivener. I will put a link in the description. You might need an account on alternatehistory.com. But it's worth it. Trust me, if you guys are into alternate history at all, that is the place to be. And I know that quite a few of you guys skew a bit younger than me. I think a lot of you in your early 20s. So if you want to get sort of a feeling of what the pre-Google internet was like, you should go to alternatehistory.com, because that is just a classic forum. Like, there used to be hundreds of those, and they used to be extremely popular, but alternatehistory.com is still kind of got that spirit. So I will put a link in the description. It's a fun story to read, and I've taken heavy inspiration from it. It's not my mod is not exactly identical, but it's close. So give that a read. Okay, so what have I been doing these past few weeks? Well, the Dragonhunt is here. Let's have the game tell you itself. The Dragonhunt, Robert's rebellion is over, and Aerys Targaryen, the Mad King, lies dead. Robert Baratheon and his friend Ned Stark have avenged the death of Ned's father, Lord Paramount Rickon Stark of the North, and the horrible maiming of his older brother Brynden, the new lord. But Prince Rhaegar Targaryen, the kidnapper of Lyanna Stark, Ned's sister, and the love of Robert's life, yet lives. Rhaegar is left for Essos with his son by Lyanna, leaving her dead in her birthing bed. He cannot be allowed to get away with his crimes. Yearning for vengeance, the new King Robert has emptied the realm's coffers and set off to Essos with his friend Ned and a host of adventurers, sellswords, and second sons. Failing to capture Rhaegar in Pentos, the host has nevertheless gained a foothold north of Myr. Rhaegar now hides in Old Volantis, but he will be found and brought to justice. Let the Dragon Hunt begin. Robert the Fast Baratheon, Lord of Storm's End, fought a war to rescue his love, Lyanna Stark, from the clutches of Prince Rhaegar Targaryen, and to rescue the realm from Mad King Aerys Targaryen. Fierce, strong, and inspiring, Robert managed to defeat Aerys and take the throne. But Lyanna perished in Old Town, while her captor Rhaegar escaped with their son Jaehaerys. If you guys know your lore well, you will know that this is Jon Snow. Yearning for revenge, Robert has given up the crown to chase down his enemy in Essos. Let the Dragon Hunt begin. No, I put that in there twice. Yeah, so that's the premise is Rhaegar was not killed at the Trident. Instead, he escaped to Old Town and to Pentos, and Robert Baratheon has given up his crown and is chasing him down in Essos. But you guys saw the intro probably, right? So you should know the premise. It's a sort of an alternate history. Let me just load up the rules if you guys are curious. Here they are. And there we go. Alright, the Dragon Hunt. Rhaegar Targaryen has escaped once again. The army we gathered in Westeros has successfully helped the Tattered Prince in his takeover of Pentos. Yep. Let's see. Here he is. King Tattered Prince of Pentos. I should have changed his name, actually. Because in the fanfic, he does eventually take a Pentoshi name. He doesn't call himself the Tattered Prince, but I couldn't really find it. And I didn't really feel like reading through it, because it's like It's 100,000 words or something, so it's like a full book. But here he is. He is now the Prince of Pentos. We helped him. I decided to start a little bit later in the fanfic when the Dragonhunt has already defeated Pentos and has sort of a military camp down here. The Dragonhunt, Rhaegar Targaryen, has escaped once again. The army we gathered in Westeros has successfully helped the Tattered Prince in his takeover of Pentos, and he has rewarded us for it. But Rhaegar has taken off for Volantis. Ooh, that's a spelling error, Jan. The largest city on earth is now protecting the murderer of my beloved Lyanna. But I will not give up. We will chase the coward down to a shy by the shadow if needs be. Am I not aided by some of the finest leaders in the Seven Kingdoms? Ned, the Blackfish, the Kingslayer, and many others have vowed to follow me. Some for glory, some for gold, some for redemption. The Dragonhunt, the singers call us. A mercenary life suits us. Once we have the numbers, the Volantine walls won't protect them. We need to expand. Murreleys and Tywars are good for his targets. Yes. All right. Yeah. So let's have a look in our court, because we have quite the all-star cast, if I do say so myself. Court. Here we go. It's better to do it like this, right? Court. Aegon Frey. We have Arnolf Karstark. I think all of these are mentioned already in the intro. But Arnolf Karstark is, of course, from the books and show as well. We have Arthur. We have Barbara D, a hill clansman. I don't know what she's doing here, but that's fine. Barina Hornwood. Here we are. Here we go. Brynden Tully. Yeah. So we are in the start date of the Crowned Stag, more or less. Well, that is one of the start dates in CK2 Game of Thrones. But in that start date, Brynden begins as a landed guy, holding the Bloody Gate. But I took away his title. I don't know who I gave it to, actually. We can check that out, I suppose. So Kyle Royce. I think he in canon he becomes the new sort of ruler of the Bloody Gate after Brynden becomes commander in Robb's War, I think. Oh, here he is, Brynden Tully, our famous commander, who is here in the east for glory and to avoid discussing marriage with his brother Hoster Tully. Where is he? Here he is. Yeah. We have Kraken Karstark. We have Daisy Mormont, and she is. I made her, I think, about 2 years older than she is in real life, just because in the fanfic she's got a relationship with Eddard Stark going on. See, lovers Eddard Stark. Yeah, she is sort of the bodyguard / lover of Eddard Stark, and here he is, Eddard Stark, our friend. He is ruthless, authoritative, just. I took away trusting. I don't think that's really fair anymore. If you guys know the backstory, you do, because you've seen the intro, then Eddard has kind of lost his sense of trust, but he's otherwise still pretty much the same person. My Hand of the King and my friend. Who else do we have? Ethan Glover, Jaime Lannister. He's a pretty main character in the fanfic, but if you guys only saw the show, you probably don't know who this is, but this is Tyrion's uncle, Tyrion's favorite uncle. He thinks about him quite a bit. And around this time, in our timeline, let's say he went to Valyria to get Brightwar, the Valyrian steel sword of the Lannisters, but he died in Valyria, so he was never heard from again. But he's still alive right now, and he has joined the Dragonhunt as Master of Ships, I think. Yeah, Master of Ships. We have Howland Reed, of course, the Cranachman, who has also joined us. He was already Lord of Grey with the Watch, but I just made Jojen about a year older, and so he was already born. He's the new Lord of Grey with the Watch. And in the north we have our boy Brynden III, who is crippled, disfigured, depressed, all that jazz, and his heir is Benjen. Who else do we have in our court? Jon Umber, Greatjon, he's here. We have Mage Mormont. We have... this is Inkpots, Tybero Inkpots, who is, I think, the steward of the Second Sons. And we do meet him briefly in the books. The King of Feast for Crows or something he's mentioned. And he's sort of, he's called Inkpots because he is always writing stuff down because he's the steward. And he is he also joined us because we have a vessel here. Where is it? Here. Ben Plum, the captain of the Second Sons, is our vessel. So we vassalized the Second Sons mercenary band, so we get all of those guys. We have Wendell Manley, Yeah, so that's a whole bunch of guys. And then, of course, we have our boy Stannis Baratheon, our younger brother, here in the Iron Throne. He has disinherited us, but Renly is still around, married to the Smera Red Wine, so that we could get the fleet to move us east. And those are, I think, sort of the main changes. And, of course, our boy Rhaegar has fled to Volantis. Let's see, where is he? Here he is, Rhaegar Targaryen, captain of the Company of the Dragon. He is a vassal of the Triarch of Volantis. Here he is. And he's got in his court Jon Connington, Willem Darry, and Daenerys, and Jaehaerys. And I think also, he's not showing, but Viserys, I think, is also there. Viserys, yeah. Viserys is being tutored by Prince Rhaegar of the Iron Throne in Old Volantis. Yes, so what is the goal of this campaign? Well, it's quite simple, actually. We want to grab Rhaegar Targaryen, and I've made a nice casus belli to capture any Targaryens that are held by anybody. But currently they're all held by Volantis. But if they decide to flee to another court, we're still we can still declare this war. It took ages to mod in, you guys. This took like 2 days. I'm quite embarrassed, but I'm not that good of a modder yet. Well, as the event said, we can also go after the free cities of Myr. So I made a CB for that as well. So we can conquer Myr. We can conquer any of the 3 cities that are bordering us. So we cannot conquer Tyrosh right now. We can only conquer Myr. Okay, so we also have some event spawn troops. Otherwise, we can never win against Myr. And also, it's canon because, as I explained, we have taken out a loan from the Iron Bank, and we have emptied the coffers of the realm in order to get as many soldiers as possible to the east. So that's it, I think. Yeah. So let's make some people special interest. Here I am, Robert Baratheon of the Dragonhunt. I am a widower currently, and I think we will remain for a while. We're disinherited. And otherwise, he's still the Bobby B that we all know and love, right? Let's look at our council. This was all sort of preset. I think I will put a link also to this mod in the description. If I can get it to upload on the Steam Workshop, I will do that. Or I can I will put some other kind of download link in the description, and you can just extract it in your mod folder. I will put a little README in there on how to do it. A little text file. It's quite easy, even if you've never modded anything before. And you guys have probably modded stuff before because you're looking at a guy who's playing the Game of Thrones mod, so at least you know how to mod that one probably. Here's our council. We have Jerian of the Westerlands. Let's make him a special character. We have Brynden Tully, Brynden and Blackfish. We have Tavero Inkpots as our steward. You can collect taxes, my man. We have Arnolf Karstark as our Master of Whisperers. We have Maester Arthur, who is terrible. And we have some kind of Septon Barristan of the Eastern Mission. Yes, so the Fate of the Seven has found us over here on Essos, so even though currently he's not converted anything, but hopefully that will happen as well. Though Robert doesn't really care about that, but the Faith has followed him around. So let's see how that goes. Why do we not have Ned as a special character? Yep, let's do it. And let's of course put our boy Stannis as a special character. And Brynden Stark. See what he does. All right, that should be enough for now. I think. Oh, let's put Rhaegar as a special character, of course. Where are you, my boy? Here he is. Should we put all the Targaryens as a special character? No, I think they probably all will follow Rhaegar around. So that's fine. Okay, so let's get started. You can make an important decision. Legitimize yourself. What is that? Lose the trait disinherited. No. We'll take that off because that's kind of to fix sort of the problem of when Stannis dies, I will inherit the Iron Throne, right? And I kind of debated with myself on whether I should allow that because I think probably if Stannis would die, Robert would probably return from the Dragonhunt. But we wanna take care of Rhaegar first, so we're gonna keep being disinherited for now. All right, we are unmarried, but we're not gonna bother with that for now because we're a mercenary captain, right? We have other things to worry about. Wrong type of holding in domain. This is the city of Stag's Camp and Stormwatch. Thanks to Gil in the Discord for coming up with those names. And here's Robert's Landing. This is our little tiny county just north of Myr, where we have set up our camp. We should get married. No, we can pick an ambition. Let's put, of course, the war focus on. Because we are a mercenary captain, right? We can make a friend, fall in love, become exalted among men, make the 8, see the realm prosper. Let's do become exalted among men. That's probably makes the most sense. I guess I should have made an ambition to kill all the Targaryens. But this mod took way too long already. So let's make the crown focus here in Robert's Landing. Our hand of the king is idle. I think he can oversee the realm. Our boy Eddard. Good going, my man. Oh, he's an administrator. I made him an administrator because that is also from the fanfic. Eddard becomes sort of the de facto ruler of the Dragonhunt while Robert is out fighting in the war. I guess that is what he's much better at, right? All right, so designated regent. Of course, we are going to make Ned our designated regent. Neddy boy, where are you? I guess we can do it like this. Award honorary title, let's get designated regent, yes. Sworn Shield. We have Jaime the Kingslayer here. Oh, we forgot to have a look at him, but he is no longer a Kingsguard. He was chosen to join us here in the Dragonhunt for the time being, although if Tywin dies, he will inherit the Westerlands. So let's see to it that doesn't happen. And of course, Stannis is married to Cersei. This is a match made in hell, if you ask me. We can Wendell Manderly, sure. Yeah. And we are still married. That's fine. Okay, I think we are more or less prepared for now. We have 6,000 men here. How many troops does Myr have? Because we get a CB against Myr. We can conquer them. I'm the Sellsword King. I shall carve out my own realm in Essos, and the 3 daughters of Tyrosh, Myr, and Lys make for easy prey. Yes. We have 6,000 people here. We can raise about 2,500 from our domain, so that's 8,500. And then we can raise our vessels, second sons. I suppose here, right? Here they are, yeah. And we have a little bit of money still from our Iron Bank loan, so we can keep that up for a little bit. All right. So should we immediately go to war? I think so. Lord Brynden Tully is our commander. No. I want to be the commander. Brynden, you can be in the flank. Are you not the marshal? Brynden, yes, he is the marshal. Okay. I think I kind of want him to be a commander. Do I? Do I care? Jaime Lannister? We can also make you a commander. Now let's keep him in command for now. That's fine. Okay, Myr. You have 12,200 troops. We can raise about 10,000 probably if we raise them all together. So that should be enough, I think. I hope. Although he will probably be joined by other people as well. So let's see. All right, now that we set everything up, let's do a quick save. And let's go to war with Myr. Our first war. Yes, Dragonhunt invasion of Myr. Send. Okay, raise all the troops we have. That's 8,500. We want to raise the second sons. Oh, here they are. Why are you guys here? why didn't you raise in Robert's Landing? You bastards. All right. Brynden, no. I want Robert in charge. I want Brynden in the flank, though. And Jaime can have the other flank. All right, let's head south to Myr. And let's turn the speed way down. 7,000. I think we should still be fine because we have pretty amazing commanders. Ours is the Fury. And we need to be quick because he does outnumber us in the end. Excellent news, 6 gold. Wow. Thank you, Inkpots. But we are moving south to Myr. This is not really the sprite I had in mind for Robert, because these are all still Westerosi knights, right? That are fighting for him. But we should still be fine. We are completely breaking them. I think we have a lot more heavy cavalry. Yeah, 600 heavy cavalry, 600 light cavalry, more heavy infantry. Because I figured, the most people that are joining Robert are knights and nobles, because they are the ones who have the disposable time and income to join him on this adventure. So I figured, it would be well armored. At least those first 6,000 men would be well armored and well equipped. But we will start losing them. They will not replenish by themselves. So you will see that we really do need to conquer Myr, otherwise we will just lose our entire army. But the first battle of Myr seems to be an easy victory for Robert. Yep, we lost. We killed 2,600 Myrish men. Where are you going? Greenlos. Let's go down there. Come on, Ben Plum. help us out here. We're gonna need you. Tyrosh is joining them. Ooh, okay. And Cohor is joining them. Okay. This happened, I think, in the... Oh. This war isn't going quite as I thought it would. If I lose more men per battle than I planned, and the sieges are going on forever. More manpower and more siege weapons are what I need. Perhaps a friend could assist me with this. I mean, we can ask Jon Arryn, I guess, to join. Are you still Hand of the King, my man? Yeah, you are. Ask my friend to join the war. Norphos is also joining. Okay, we really need to be quick here. We really need to start capturing some castles soon. 1,700. Prepare to die, Lornell scum. He's no match for my might. Our warhammer will strike down Magister Goleo of Lornell, who is no match for us. And he's a slaver as well, so strike him. We almost got him. A fair fight. 29%. We really need to start... Oh! My letter to Lord Paramount John could have gotten lost in any number of ways, but truthfully, I wished it would. The shame of having to ask a friend for help, not at me, until I got Lord Paramount John's response. He joined my war, wow. I was not expecting that. That didn't happen during my test playthroughs. There you are, I've been itching for a fight. Tero Trelos, you are no match for my might. We will strike you down with our warhammer. It's all over now. Oh, he survived. His wound leaves him weak and pitiful. I forcefully overwhelmed his defensive stance. It's all over now. Should we kill him? Yeah. Palamagulis. Tero falls before me. We got plus 20 morale. Very nice. Okay, that's another decimation of their army. We grabbed the commander of Myr. Let's ransom him. We can use the money. Because we do have still an Iron Bank loan that we need to repay at some point. Yeah, we need to besiege some stuff soon. We need that occupation war score. We will chase you down though, because the armies of Tyrosh are coming in soon as well. Oh yeah, they already are. Why don't you? Because I think, where are you going? Is he going to King's? Yeah, he's going to Robert's Landing. So we need to combine our armies soon. Lennebrod. Okay, we are here in the Byloth. Robert is moving in from the south, and the army of Brown Bamplum is moving in from Lorther Bay at this small little Myrish army, but the army of Tyrosh is joining as well. I accept your ransom, great. Okay, come on. Oh shit, I thought the Tyroshi might be joining him, but they're not. 40%, alright. Let's combine these troops. Let's head after the Tyroshi as soon as we can. Oh, Brynden is in charge. Oh, that's fine, I guess. That's fine. We don't want them to combine with their allies. We are just completely destroying them all. 50%. He will go to Myr. Is he getting ticking war score? Not yet. But that was a big battle. That I think probably kicked the Tyroshi out of the war, but we still have a lot of other people in the war, so we haven't won yet. Let's see if Jon Arryn is joining us already. My boy Jon, okay, he's still gathering his troops up here in the north. Pretty cool that he's joining us. That didn't happen during my test game. It's a little bit overpowered, but hey. It was quite difficult to balance this mod anyway, because the amount of troops that I selected is quite specific. Like I made sure that my army would be smaller than Myr, and I already noticed that many other people will be joining Myr, which makes sense. I mean, Robert would be an existential threat to all of these cities, right? So it makes sense that they would join each other. Prepare to die, you horror scum. He's no match for my might. Strike! It's all over now. Will we kill him? Yield, he says. Yeah, we can accept that. Victory is mine. We can use the ransom, right? That's more historical anyway. If given a choice, most medieval knights would always capture their enemies rather than kill them, because the ransoms were very, very lucrative in those days. For some knights, it was sort of their prime source of income even. I shall be merciful, that's fine. 3,000 dead. We're at 60%. We seem to be winning. Come on, Jon. We're gonna need your help soon. And we also really need to capture some castles, so let's do that. So let's head over to Lorther Bay. I think you can probably not capture Myr itself, although we might as well try, I guess. It's got 2,800 garrison. We could do that. Do we have a good siege leader? Unyielding, cavalry leader, inspiring leader, organizer? Not really. Let's see how quick it goes. It's 4,000. Very slowly, I think. Seems like I've made myself an enemy today. I don't care. Okay, this is going too slowly. We cannot afford attacking Mur itself because our enemies will just gather around. Oh, here is a little Vale army who's helping us out here in Mur. Great. King Stannis revoked the castle of King's Gate. That's fine. We have another big battle coming up. We need to capture these guys because there are already 4,000 people down here. But we do have a Villelander army here who's helping us out, which is nice. 75%. Okay, great. I think we probably reached the maximum amount of... Lord Paramount John, why don't you join our army up here in Lorther Bay, my man? You're not going to be able to capture Mur anyway. Oh god. 12,000. Below Lother Bay. 11,000 men are attacking us. Should we run? We can't run anymore. Let's hope we win this. It's gonna be tight. It's come to the council's attention that King Tattered Prince has legalized slavery in Pentos. This despite the treaty that was enforced by another country, making it illegal there. As this abhorrent practice is outlawed in your realm, we now advise you that an invasion to liberate Pentos will be largely seen as just. So the Tattered Prince has reinstated slavery in Pentos. Wow, okay. We do have a non-aggression pact with him because we put him on that throne. But yeah, even in the fanfic, the Tattered Prince is really quite a horrible guy. So that's yeah, he's not a good guy. So yeah, it makes some sense that he reinstituted slavery. Come on, John, we need your help up here. Why don't you join us? You should join us, man. I think we should still be fine because we just have so many heavy knights and cavalry. Yeah. Big victory, 7,000, but we don't. It doesn't really help us anymore. We need to grab some castles. I don't really want to storm anything because we will lose too many soldiers that way. King Stannis has revoked the title King's Landing. Janos Slint has joined us. Janos Slint, the former captain of the not of the King's Guard, of the what's it called? The City Watch. Yeah, so he Janos Slint, I think in the end in the books he moves to the wall. He's sent to the wall. But here he's sent to us, I guess. I mean, it's also a pretty big banishment, so that makes sense, I guess. We are. We should help out here. Yeah, let's do it. Let's help John out. Fish, fresh fish, straight from the river. A red priest in Robert's Landing is not happy about the merchants setting up stalls in the squares outside the temples and demands that it be forbidden. Does no harm. This war is taking quite a bit longer than my previous one, and the time is not on our side here. So I do hope that Lord Paramount John is going to join us. We really really need to start taking some castles, but as long as all these armies are moving around in our land, we cannot really do it. Come on, John, join us. Yep, thank you. Let's just storm some castles. Come on, attach to me, John. Who's that? Thoros of Mur died. I always imagined I would be the first of one of us to go, but now I am the one mourning the departure of a dear friend. Never again will I hear Thoros' jolly laugh or receive his wise counsel. It is as if I have lost an essential part of myself. I feel so powerless. Thoros wouldn't want me to drink, wouldn't want me to cry. Let's drink in his honor. Yeah, Thoros of Mur is the Red Priest. That's with Beric Dondarrion, and I think that this is canon. He is that in his early years, he went drinking with Robert a lot. But yeah, let's drink in his honor. We want to besiege Mur, though. I will never find another friend like you, Thoros. That's not fair, man. We have a lot of friends. Lord Paramount John, Lord Eddard, Alysanne Estermont. Don't know why she's my friend, but I guess it's in the book somewhere. My Master of Whispers, marry as you please, Arnolf Karstark. Do I want him to marry as he pleases? No, I think he will probably marry Daisy Mormont. Let's see. Oh, no, it's just a random. That happened in my test playthroughs all the time. Come on, John. What are you doing? You're besieging Myr. Okay, well, I guess we will join you here because we cannot do it by ourselves. We also need to head back north to relieve Robert's Landing. I hope you're joining me in that. 12,000. Come on, John. We really need your help this time. Come on, John. John, please. Please, John. Yep, okay. Prepare to die, off-bleeding tower scum. That's right. Run back to Tyrosh, you prick. 9,000 dead. Cellar was captured. Okay, we're gonna continue grabbing some of these castles real soon. Let him rot. Jerry and Lannister wants to get married. I will find you somebody nice. You can marry Mage Mormont. He's only 36. That's a pretty cool match. Yeah, let's do it. She's only 36. The hero of Myr. Mage, the hero of Myr Mormont. Okay. Married to Jerry and Lannister. I mean, they don't really... Well, I don't know. I think Jerian would make it work. He's a fun guy, right? He makes a lot of jokes and japes. And I think Mage, deep down, would appreciate that, even if she's sort of a cold northerner. Ah, another battle. Another fight. Robert is glad to be back in the arena again. Let's charge. 84%. Eddard Stark, I request the right to take the black and guard the realms of men as a sworn brother of the Night's Watch. No. No, Eddard, we need you here. I'm starting to think Mage might fancy me. Yeah, fine. let's do it. It's good to be Captain General. I fall in love with Mage Mormont. Okay, welp. News from Riverrun of a trial by combat. Lord Raymond Derry demanded a trial by combat from his captor, Lord Hoster Tully. And Hoster Tully lost. Yeah, Hoster Tully fought in it himself and he lost. The brother of Brynden is wounded. We need to charge this place. I hope we will not lose too many troops. Okay, we lost quite a few. But we really need to start taking land, so I'm going to continue with this. So otherwise, people will keep coming. Songs will be sung of this day. Well, indeed. We're almost done. 93%. A few more castles, come on. 91. 92. 92, come on, man. We captured the whole castle. Oh, we lost some castles here. 92%. Let's charge. We really need to start taking castles soon. I'm kind of sick of this war. I pray for courage. A young artist is working on a divine icon of the warrior. The aspect of the 7 representing strength in battle. He needs sponsorship to finish it, so that we can place it in our own set. I pray for courage. Well, yes. Of course, we would worship the warrior. We're Robert Baratheon himself. We are pretty much the spitting image of the warrior. And having said that, we are at 100% right now. The Dragonhunt invasion of Myr has been completed. All for peace. Register Giloro of Myr. We will take all occupied territory. We will abolish slavery. And we will grab a bit of land in all of Myr, which we can distribute over the members of the Dragonhunt. Kios politics. Usurp the title Lordship of Rinlos. We have the Lordship of Lothier Bay. We have the Lordship... So we kind of absorbed, I think, the primary title of all of these vassals. And not really what I wanted, but that's what it took to make the Casus Belli work for me. So it's a modding related thing. So let's dismiss the hired armies. Let's dismiss our domain levies. And let's head back to King's Landing. We'll keep this... You can already see, because it was 6,000 men earlier. It's only 3,400 now. You guys can resign. You can enjoy the fruits of your labor for now. Master at Arms needs help. Organize the army. Train troops. Train children. Don't have any children yet, right? Let's train troops for now, right? In Myr, I guess. No, let's organize the army and let's move the capital to Myr. Because it's a much larger city, right? Yep, everybody... We want you to collect taxes here in Myr. We want you to convert Myr. And we will move our army down to Myr. We should get married. We're not going to do that yet. We're going to distribute our land, I think. How long have I been recording? Will we do this still this episode? Yeah, we can do it still this episode. Okay. Let's have a look in our court. We'll give it to Ned. Eddard Stark? Sure. Sure, we can do that. Rinlos, Lordship of Rinlos. And we will give you the High Lordship of the Daughters March. Right, Ned, here you go. Lord Eddard of the Daughters March. Very nice. Now we can just give it to this Myrish noble, right? Oh, we have to... The Lord of Long Lake. You can have the High Lordship of the Myrish Flatlands. Here you go, my man. Yes, so we have one Myrish person in the north here. And will we give the area here in the south? Okay, so it's already held by 3 Myrish nobles. My man, we will call him for trial, sure. Ideally, I would want to keep it feudal, so that only leaves this guy. So I guess we will give it to you. Myrish Disputed Lands. Create. And here you go, my guy. No, actually we will call this guy for trial first, and if we can seize his land, then we can maybe take it. I shall be merciful. Lord Eddard shall interrogate him now. Lord Master Geloro begins to present his defense, but the court did not seem impressed. Alright, he made a strong case. Guilty. I will have his head on a spike. I will send him to the wall. I'll be the better person and release him. I mean, Eddard would send him to the wall, right? Let's do that. This guy is not happy with us, but we will give the High Lordship to Lord Lotho of Drelia. Here you go. Another Lord. Good. Alright, so I think that is it for now. We can appoint another commander. Let's do that automatically. But there was some fuckery going on with distributing the title, so next time I will pay a little bit more attention to that. But we have gained a significant foothold here. Escort you to leave court. If we can do that, I guess. Have some people leave. Thank you. Bye. Call court out of hiding. Yep, we can do that as well. We're still not married. We are still holding the city. We are holding the city of Myr. We already hold the barony, so we can just give this away. That is fine. Alright. Yes, the Dragonhunt has gained its first foothold. We have conquered the Kingdom of Myr. I hope you guys enjoyed this series, because I did spend a huge amount of time preparing this, and we'll see how long we keep it going. Let's see if Robert is able to capture Tyrosh, capture Lys, and eventually the goal of this campaign, of course, is to capture and kill Rhaegar Targaryen. Yes, so we will do that as soon as we can. And there's another event coming soon, I think. Yeah, here we go. Sack of Myr. The artisans put their tools away as my mighty army parades along Dragon Road and through the gates of Myr itself. I have done what every Dothraki Kel west of Valyria dreams of. The Dragonhunt has entered Myr. My soldiers are eager for gold and plunder, and Myr will provide. The city is full to the brim with silks, golds, tits, and wine. Haha! The Dragonhunt grows stronger, and we are one step closer to dragging the Targaryens out of Valentis by their long white hair. I should claim one of those Myrish daggers. Adds Myrish Stiletto to the treasury of Captain General Robert of the Dragonhunt. We will gain some money, and the Kingdom of Myr will be destroyed, because we already hold a kingdom, right? Yes, so Myr has been sacked and taken. We are one step closer to being able to take on Valentis, although we're not there yet. 28,000 versus our measly 13,000. But once we've conquered Tyrosh, once we've conquered Lys, we should be able to do it, and then we can bring Rhaegar Targaryen to justice. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this series, and see you in the next episode. Yes, when we will get back to the adventures of Robert and the Dragonhunt. Remember to read that fanfic. I'm linking in the description. It's great. It's good stuff. It goes into detail in their characters and their reasoning quite a lot, if you want to learn something about the background. In the meantime, thank you guys for watching again, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.